or welcome back to I Am Ready for Love with Kanissa and Jerome and Kanissa. And today we have Miss Monique King Grappine to speak to us about finances and gender roles. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Monique King Grappine, as Kanissa said, and I'm a regular person that can talk about anything that you want me to talk about. But Kanissa decided that today I should be talking about finances and gender roles.
You want her to talk about something else? And she said no.
No, I talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it, and I will talk about it. But just today we're talking about finances and gender roles. I'm an accountant by profession, but whatever I talk about today, it's not professional advice. It's, I guess, personal, or not personal being my life, but based on my friends and just people that I know. So it's just a light talk then, not professional advice. If you want to talk about that, you link me one away for that. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, so as it relates to the combined finances and gender roles, what are your thoughts on gender roles, and do gender roles apply in finances?
So I guess I'll start with like a quick definition then, or my understanding of gender roles. It is where our attitudes and our roles, what we do, they're split into different genders based on male or female, which is usually determined by our cultures, our upbringing, or social circumstances. So typically, like in Jamaica, it's usually that the men are more responsible for finances and the women are more responsible for taking care of the home, for taking care of the children, ensuring that their meals provided, the house is clean, the nurturing side of things. So the men take care of the finances and the women, they nurture. And for me, personally, I don't think that those things should be limited to any particular gender. I think maybe back in the day that worked because women weren't working as much. Women were staying home and taking care of the home, but now you have more women going out and working. And I feel like there is more of a drive towards equality these days. So if the man can work, the woman can work. If the woman can cook, the man can cook. I mean, at the end of the day, we're both eating. So, and I think that it does affect finances as well, but I don't think it affects finances the same way that it used to affect finances. Before, it was more of the woman coming home and expecting, the man coming home and expecting his dinner, and the woman expecting the man to go out and work. But while you do have few of those cases now, I think there is more of a drive towards equality, and both persons are playing more of an important role overall.
Okay, so what do you think about the fact that it has changed? Is it a good thing that it's changed, or it's alright, or we should go back to how it was?
I mean, I like where it is going. I strongly believe in equality, and I don't think respect or how someone is treated in the relationship should depend on how much they're bringing in financially. And I don't think if you're bringing in a lot financially, like if you're bringing in more than your partner, that should be a tool for you to say, oh, because I'm bringing in more, I'm expecting you to do more around the house. I think that like the relationship should be based on, like, overall we exist for a common purpose. So we do what is best for both of us. Let's take an example here in North America, sometimes it's a very challenging thing after you have a child because daycare fees are expensive. So sometimes one partner has to make the decision to stay home and take care of the child. Maybe back in the day, gender roles, or what gender role looked like then, would say the woman must stay home and take care of her child. But now, what makes sense to me is for us to sit and look at our financial circumstances and what makes sense for the family. If the woman is able to take care of the bills and so better than the man, there is no point in the man saying, oh, I am the man, I need to go out and work. And if it's a case where like the man is better off taking care of the child, like, he has a bit more experience where kids are concerned, like he's just more passionate about that, there's no point in telling the woman that you need to stay home and take care of the child while I go out and work. I think overall we just need to make the best decision for our family, because at the end of the day, we're a partnership and we want the best for the family overall, regardless of whether the man does more or the woman does more.
So everybody work in what they're good at, work in their strength.
Yeah, I mean, that's how business work, right? You wouldn't put somebody who is better at computer in finance. Like, you look for everybody's strength and you pull the most from that area.
So are there any gender roles in your home?
I say no. I think for, like, personally, it's what each person likes to do or can do better. Overall, kind of more of a partnership. But for example, I'm not the best cook and I don't really like to cook. I cook because I have to eat. I mean, yes, there are times when I, do my thing in the kitchen, but my husband is the chef in the family. When he cooks, everybody is happy. And like, I don't know if he cooks all the time, but there are some times when it makes sense for me to cook. So I will cook. And then other things like doing laundry or cleaning or even taking care of the baby, like those are my strong points. So I'll do those. Both of us work full-time jobs. So again, we just look for where the strengths are. When it comes to maybe like fixing things around the house, 10 big finger. It is more likely that I will call him to do that kind of stuff. When it comes to anything creative, that's his strong point. So like I'll take the back seat if it's his strong point. Like we have this thing that we normally say, your department, my department. For example, when we were planning our wedding, he's good at logistics and event planning, contacting suppliers, all of that stuff. So whenever anything like that comes up, I'm like, hey, that's your department. Whenever finances come up, he's like, hey, your department. So I think that works for us.
All right. So what if it's a case in a family where maybe only the woman works and the man kind of feel downtrodden because he feel like he's supposed to up there and do the things? What in that case, how do you think, or what is your encouragement for that household so that the man not feel downtrodden and the woman not too like step on a little ego?
So I find that, remember how I started with defining gender roles, right? It is really driven by our cultures, and I guess most cultures have it that way, that the man is supposed to go out and work. And I can see where it might affect the couples where, like you said, the woman can crush the man's ego, or the man can feel less than a man if he's not able to provide for his family. But what I would suggest is, okay, we start by recognizing our reality. The reality is the woman is able to bring in more, or is able to secure a job, or whatever it is, and it makes more sense for the man to stay home. While he's staying home, it's not a case where he's supposed to be sitting down and saying, oh, my wife is taking care of the bills. No, if you feel like you're going to be less than a man that way, while you're home, you research opportunities for you to get from where you are to where you want to be. You try to do anything that you can to support the woman while she's going out there and working. And you just view your situation as a stepping stone. If it's starting to affect your mental health, then you look to the appropriate resources. You get counseling, you form little groups that you can go into, whatever it is to help you to navigate through that period of having to stay home and take care of the home. I think
some women say, me not sit down on my no man. And him sit down on yard every day and talk to him friend them.
Well, so again, it depends on the couple, and it would be sad for you as a person if that's how your partner sees you. Like, for example, myself and my partner, we've developed a relationship over the years where, like, we understand each other. So if circumstances happen, your partner should be able to say, well, I understand that this is just circumstances. This is where we are now. So I can't use this period to define you. There was a time when you were working and everything was fine. Now that you're forced into the position that you are, I shouldn't be treating you less than. Mind you, there could be situations where, like, say the woman is working and the man isn't, and the woman might say or do something innocently, but it might lose the man's ego because, hey, I'm sitting home, like I said, talking to friends or twiddling my thumbs. So he might feel like it's an attack on him. It's also important that there's communication where that is concerned. So if the man feels like, okay, you said that to me because I'm not working or because I'm not bringing in financially, then he should say to his person, wife or girlfriend or partner, I would say, I didn't like how you said that to me, or it made me feel this way. And then that opens up a conversation. But I think it's important from the beginning that you set expectations. Okay, the woman is going to go out and work and I'm going to stay home. But what's the plan while you're staying home? Are you going to be staying home and just staying home indefinitely? Are you going to be staying home and looking for something better? If you get something better, is it that I should leave my job as a woman and come home and take care of the home? Do we find childcare so the child can go to daycare, for example, and then both parents work? So we're continuously assessing our situation and then see what works best for us as we go along. But communication and understanding your partner, respect, those are the things that are going to make it last or make it work.
But saying, as it relates to like either a marriage or just a boyfriend girlfriend type of situation, and they both have an account and they want to now have a joint account. What are your recommendations as a boyfriend girlfriend kind of situation and as a married couple type of situation?
Honestly, for me, I really don't make that differentiation when it comes to like marriage versus boyfriend, girlfriend. And here's why. If we're dating for 5, 10 years and it really depends on where we are in the relationship, right? If we're dating for 5, 10 years and we've really grown together, but we're not married as yet, I don't see anything wrong if you're comfortable with the person and you've now decided that we need to have a joint account. And if you're married for 10, 15 years and you don't trust your partner and you don't feel like your partner is financially responsible or that you are financially responsible, then you shouldn't have a joint account. So it really depends on the level of comfort in the relationship. Like it depends on where you guys are in the relationship. If after 10 days you feel like, okay, me and the person are dealing, me and the person are mesh, we do this, we trust each other. After 10 days, you want to take up all your money, put in a joint account. Go right ahead, by all means. But for me, it's mainly communication that will go a very far way. If you have a joint account, you need to establish that, okay, you can take out money and buy here and pretty close every week. And then at the end of the day, I say, but the joint account are our money, so anybody can spend. Not suppose me to have to buy a different car every week. Like, that don't make sense. So we need to talk about how we use the joint account.
So you think that it is a wise idea to like, alright, but because for the younger people that coming up now and they must see all these relationship goals and things, and they must say, yeah, like I like him, I love him, like we feel like we can do this, and they don't necessarily know the person yet. Like I just 1 month down the line, and you never meet one member of your family yet. Like, and you think it
sounds more like infatuation to me, or just young love. You're excited, think at all. You're just excited, or sometimes it's pressure too. You kind of feel like everybody else around here get married, everybody else have joint account, children, them a migrate, them a do the things them want to me. So you kind of feel rushed. So the first person will come across and say, hey, you're top nice, or you have a nice smile. Yes, I'm ready to marry him. No, I'm ready to have children and live forever. No. It doesn't work like that.
Financial information in your family, and then in like, oh, so them have money. Me need to this.
No, I think we need to be cautious about that. And even though you're going into the relationship because you like the person like you, it's something that you develop over time. You have a date with the person, you go around in friends, you come around your friends, your family, and then you realize, okay, you kind of really I get to like him more and more, and then you step away from the friends and the family now, and you establish a relationship of your own. Like you can't make people around you determine what you do, and if you feel like you're making those decisions rushed, you probably should talk to somebody. It don't have to be somebody professional, but it can be somebody like a friend or somebody you know from church or just an older person that you trust. Seek out for advice from that person. I think I wanted to mention an example earlier when you asked about like something along the line of if it's necessary to have the joint account. So like personally, we do have joint accounts, but we also have individual accounts. And I think one of the perks of that is if you want to have a little surprise or anything like that, you can't really do it if you have a joint account because $100 come out of the account and you're like, what happened here so? And for that work, having individual accounts, what the main account is a joint account, that works. But I also know of another situation, a good friend of mine, they don't have joint accounts. They do have their individual accounts and they both work. What happens is each month they pay the bills and then they look where each other is at. So if after paying the bills, I'm at $10 and you're at $20, then you transfer $5 to me. So we're even. And that works for them. So when I talk about communication and finding what works for your individual relationship, that is what I mean. I mean, I can't tell them that you need to have joint accounts because it works for me. And they can't tell me that, hey, you need to stop having joint accounts and do what I do. Because no, joint account works for me and that works for them. And even in your own relationship, what works for you today might not be what works for you tomorrow. So you need to be assessing as you're going along. Sort of like nurturing your relationship then and keeping very close to it because you don't want to, oh, joint account didn't work for me. Yesterday it worked for me all along. Maybe just do it forever. If something comes up and you realize that, okay, every month my girl I buy $100 here and nails off the door and makeup off the door. And every time the baby needs pampers or formula needs to buy, she's looking at my face, we not have no money, then we need to, work on our finances, and that might mean we need to split the joint accounts and manage our money in a different way. So it's really about finding what works for you and doing that.
So for the people that are in relationships with people that are in debt, like myself here, we are deep in a debt because of school. How do we, or maybe somebody else might be in credit card debt or whatever. How do we as a couple try to get out of this debt? Or I just made it. I mean, if to get out of it.
You're funny. So first of all, when you get married to a person, right, or in that premarital stage, which I think you are in now, communication again is key. Now, but I'm married to the man and the woman, and then after you're married, I say, I have big news to tell you. I owe 50 million in a credit card debt. No, we need to talk about these things upfront and allow the person to choose, like, okay, you kind of not financially stable. Do I want to get into this? Do I want you to work on that individually before we take the next step of going into marriage? I feel like something, you come into your life to somebody, commit, and then that's when you realize these major things. So I would suggest that you deal with those things, even if it's not a case where you're going to pay off the money first. Talk to your partner and say, hey, I have this of so and so. When we move in together, how do we deal with this? Am I responsible for working and taking care of my debt? When we come together, do we combine assets and liabilities? I'm not sure if I use technical words here, but assets being the money or the things that we own, and liabilities being our debt. Or do we keep those separate? Is it that you need to pay off everything that you owe and then we can have a joint account? Or is it that we're going to combine finances, and if I realize I'm making more and you have more debt, I can help you? I just start out with the expectation that if you Like when you're better off, you're not just going to get up and leave, because I've seen that, it accounts for a lot of domestic situations in Jamaica where females are dating older, more established men and taking things from them, and later on you hear it on the news, oh, this person is missing or whatever sad story. So if you're looking to have a healthy and lasting relationship, finances can make or break you. So you want to talk about them upfront, you want to be transparent about them, you want to pencil them out and have a plan to deal with them, and you also want to be tracking that plan as you go along. And just start up checking in. How is it going? Are we meeting our targets? Are we still doing this? Just talk about them, hash them out.